Hello again, everybody, and welcome to the Mike Francesa podcast, part of the Bet Rivers Network, coming to you after the Giants' hard-fought loss to the Packers today. I waited for the new head coach, the interim head coach. Sit down, Tay, baby, sit down. I waited for the interim coach, and I promise you I won't do that again this year because you're waiting a half hour, and then there's nothing there that's worthwhile. So I promise I will not do that again to you this year. There's no reason to do it. There's no reason to wait. I should come down right when the game ends. Nothing comes out of those things anyway. Now, all right. First of all, you knew the win was going to – when I went to church this morning, I knew the win was going to be an enormous factor. Okay, it was blowing a gale. That stadium, although not as windy as the old stadium, especially in the one end zone, but still extremely windy. And you knew that was going to be a factor. And then I wonder what TV does. And I don't want to pick on television because I don't care enough to pick on them. But can somebody tell the sideline reporter before the game when they're going to do a stand-up? You're in Giant Stadium, which is one of the windiest stadiums in all of football, on a day where it is blowing upwards to 38, gusts to 38, blowing in the 20s, high 20s all day. The wind's going to be an enormous factor in the game. Never mentions the wind in the pregame or in the stand-up. I mean, why bother? Why bother? Okay, I mean I just happened to see it today, and I'm saying, can you mention the wind? I mean, you're in the middle of it. Is it blowing out there? I mean, so you knew that was going to be a factor. Obviously, the Packers suffered a debilitating injury when they lost Jacobs. That's a huge loss for them. And if he's out, he's hurt because he does not go out with little bumps and bruises. He's hurt. A lot of guys got hurt today. We'll get to that. Now, I thought the Giants today, and no moral victories. They lost the game. And same script again. Defense cannot make a play. Defense can never make a play. The Giants had the lead again today. They can never make a play. They can never get the quarterback down when they have to. They blitz, they don't get the quarterback down. The bottom line is you have all these pass rushes. Why do you have to blitz to begin with? And then when you blitz, you still don't get there. Today, the team had direction. It had a mentality. It played with a purpose. It was going to come out and run the ball. Let Jameis uncork it when he needed to. They did that. They ran the ball 38 times for 142 yards. They played physically. Their offensive line played physically. They did a good job. All right, the Packers lost Jacobs. They had some drops in the first half. Love made some great connections with Watson in the second half. The offense, I thought, really tried hard today. And I've always liked Jameis, but I've told you a million times. It's good Jameis, good Jameis, good Jameis. But you know before the game's over, bad Jameis is going to show up. And he did on that throw into the end zone, which was a horrific throw. After he played a really good game, I thought he did a really nice job. I thought he led. I thought he hustled. I thought he did everything he could do at a quarterback position. And then he threw a horrific interception. And I'm not saying the Giants would have won, but they could have tied the game up. Again, they fought to take the lead back. They did. The defense, and this is the theme, and it's the same theme as it was on the table. The defense can never make a play. The Giants are at a stage, and the offense with Dart, when Scatterboo was playing, with Dart at quarterback, even today, the offense has gone out there and said, we're going to give you everything we have. We're not great, but we're going to give you everything we have. And the defense never, ever, ever brings it. Never makes a game-deciding play, and that's why they're 2-9. Same thing over again, time after time after time. So, in essence, today, did you see a little more togetherness? Did you see a little? Did they do a good job bringing the receiver back, Hutchins back? Yeah, he caught 5 balls. Yeah, good job there. letting some guys out of the doghouse, maybe. The bottom line, hey, that's all fine. But when it came down to winning the game, which is what it's about, okay? Even with Jameis Winston, it's about winning the game. They couldn't do it because the defense could not make a stand, could not make a play. And I don't want to hear about Burns' sacks. I want to see him take a guy down when the game's on the line. I don't care about his sacks. I don't care when he tags a quarterback who tripped over his offensive lineman's feet and he gets a sack for that. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care how many sacks he has in the league. Make a play in the fourth quarter. Then I'll be impressed. Make a play that wins the game. Then I'll be impressed. Because that's what it's about. So, do I give the new interim head coach, do I give Kevin some praise today? I do. Do I give him a big check mark? No. He didn't win a game. And they failed in the same areas that they have failed all year. We've seen this game played a bunch of times by the Giants. We've seen it in even far more horrific fashion on numerous occasions this year. We've seen them lose games they had no chance to lose in the fourth quarter. This wasn't one of those. And they're playing a really good team today, which was banged up, but a really good team. And a quarterback who hasn't had a great year, but we know has all the talent in the world. And he made some great throws on a very windy day. And I thought Jameis played well until he didn't. That's it in a nutshell. So they're 2-9. I do not play Dart next week. Stress. I don't care if Dart is begging. I don't care if he brings you that he passed the concussion protocol with flying colors. I don't care what happens. I am not playing him in Detroit next week. He gets that week off no matter what. If they tell me he can play, I don't care. Let him kick the barn door down. Let him moan and groan on the sideline. I don't care. One more week before he plays. Minimum. That's if they clear him. If they don't clear him, then one more week after that until he plays. You make sure he doesn't have a bruise or a pimple when he comes back to play those last couple of games, because he is the future. And they're going to play some games against weak sisters at home. They're going to play Washington. They're going to play Minnesota, and their quarterback just absolutely stinks. They're going to play the Raiders, who are terrible. They play the Cowboys, who they can score 40 points against. I know it could be 40-40, but hey, maybe it'll be 40-40 again, like it was with the Packers. They can win all those games. Dart can have fun in all those games. He's not going to get beat up in all those games. Those are good. The next 2 weeks, and I'm not really afraid of playing the Pats. I really want him to play the Lions. If he plays the Pats, I don't think the Pats defense is that good anyway. I think the Pats have gotten great quarterback play. They've gotten wonderful coaching, and they've played a very easy schedule. I do not think they're a top team. Now, listen, they've done a great job this year, and they might even finish, close to the 1 seed or the 1 seed. But I don't think they're a great team. I don't think they're a threat to go to a Super Bowl this year under any circumstances. Couple of things. This Jet thing. I've read what I could read. All right. Boyd, corner on IR, special teamer, out on the west side. I don't know if he was at the UFC things last night. My kids were, and that didn't end until almost 2 o'clock in the morning. I mean, they didn't get home till 2 o'clock in the morning on the train. It was over like a little after 1. I don't know if he was there. A lot of sports guys were there. He was on 38th between 7th and 8th. We were all in the neighborhood. Evidently, there was a dispute that carried out from inside to outside the club. Somebody pulls a gun and shoots him in the chest, in the stomach, speeds off in a BMW, followed by a Mercedes. They zoom off together. Cops don't have any information yet. I don't know what they've talked to with Boyd. In critical condition, but stable, which means I think they've saved his life. He's not out of the woods yet. Took a gunshot to the chest. I don't know what precipitated, you never know what causes these fights in restaurants and nightclubs. And, it could be over a girl. It could be over a table. It could be one group said to somebody, you know how it happens. Okay. These are young guys and they're big and strong. So other guys want to stand up to them because they're, oh, you're not so tough. You're a football player, blah, 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 blah. Next thing you know, somebody pulls a gun. And somebody gets shot. And in this case, it was one of the Jets that gets shot. That's all I know so far. I've read every account, and I was reading it during the Giant game, trying to catch up on it. That's all we have so far. Jets said they understand where it is. They're not going to make any comments. Police said they don't have a suspect yet or a reason, although they do know there was a dispute. The dispute is enough of a reason. It carries out from inside the restaurant or bar into the street. Somebody pulls a gun on the tough football player and shoots him. We send them our prayers. God willing, he's okay. Critical but stable condition at the present time. So we will hope for the best there, and obviously we'll get a lot more information in the days to come. Before I get to a couple other things, first, players who place a qualifying same-game parlay of at least $10 on eligible NFL or NCAA football games will receive one standard entry into the weekly Bet Rivers Squares game. Winning standard squares will be awarded a prize of a $20 bonus bet, more if your wager is larger. See app and website for more details. Plus, sign up for the free newsletter, the Mike Francesa newsletter. You get, all different goodies. Go to MikeFrancesa'Podcast.com and sign up. What you got to do is give me an email, and away you go. You're signed up, and it doesn't cost you anything, so you can't beat that deal. Now, a lot of guys, Atlanta, which is going to have to fire their coach because they are much better than they play week in and week out. They blow lead after lead, and they lost to the Panthers in overtime again today, blowing a big lead again. The Falcons are 3-7. They've lost at least 5 games they should have won. They're going to have to change coaches there without any question. Penix got hurt in that game. Herbert got hurt. Rodgers got hurt in the Steelers win. The Steelers got a couple of defensive touchdowns. They got an interception for a touchdown. They got a strip fumble for a touchdown. They put Rudolph in. Rodgers hurt his left hand and left wrist. Don't know the extent of the injury yet. It's to his non-throwing hand, his left hand, and his left wrist. He sat out the second half, so Rodgers got hurt. Jacobs got a knee. Lot of injuries again today. A lot of quarterbacks down again today. What a war of attrition in the league this year. I've never seen anything like it. The thing that stunned me in the early games, I picked the Steelers to win. I thought they'd win big. I picked the Vikings to win. I'm a big believer in their coach as a head coach, as a program leader, and as a quarterback guy. And I'm really starting to wonder what he sees in McCarthy, because I watched some of that game today, and he was so bad that if they had anybody on the bench they thought could do anything, they would have brought him in the game. Now, they actually took the lead by a bunch of circumstances, then gave up a kickoff return and lost the game on a last-second field goal, 19-17. But he was putrid. Their season's over. And if they're going into next year with that guy, with McCarthy as the quarterback, he's risking his job, and that fan base is going to go absolutely nuts. They passed on Sam Darnold, and now they have a guy who cannot get the ball to their weapons, and they have a million weapons, including Jefferson, who is probably the most unhappy guy in the world. I mean, he's missing guys by 10 and 12 feet. It is atrocious what's going on there. Purdy came back today. So, the Niners did a great job with Jones. He did a very good job. They were off to a fair start today. Rams have a 14-3 lead on the Seahawks. I think the Rams are the best team in the league. Niners are up 19-7 on the Cardinals. I know the Ravens will get a tough fight from the Browns in that game today because the Browns usually are very good at home. The defense usually plays great at home, doesn't play so well on the road. But I figure the Ravens will find a way to win that game because they're the Ravens. Very windy there, very windy in Pittsburgh. Obviously, very windy at Giant Stadium today. Detroit and Philly tonight. Porter down at tight end for Detroit. A big loss. Big loss. Interesting game tonight. Big loss. Big loss. So for the Giants, did I see some things that were a little different today? I saw a little different attitude. I saw some good things from the offense. I saw a commitment and a direction, and they had an idea, and they stuck to their game plan. But what I saw again, the reoccurring theme that has been there week after week after week after week, is the offense has competed. The offense has given them leads, and the defense has never held up its end of the bargain, and it did it again today. And that hasn't changed. It was that way under Dable, that way in week 1 under his replacement. So they're 2-9. We send our prayers and best to Boyd on hopefully his recovery. And we'll find out more about what happened there. We'll see you later.